Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back once again to Phatkat Collections. Tonight, I'm excited to share with you guys another watch that I just picked up last week. Took a couple days to get here, 10 days actually, and I'm excited to share with you guys because it's a brand that I haven't reviewed on the channel before. There are a few guys who have reviewed a few of these watches on YouTube, but I like to think of myself as kind of a watch guru. You know, definitely not, I would say, an expert, but I have a pretty good idea of what you get for your money, and I think that if you guys have been watching me for a while, you guys know that I never steer you wrong. And if you like INVICTA watches and you like my recommendations on different types of affordable watches, then you're going to like this brand. This is a brand that goes by the name of Technomarine. It's a company owned by INVICTA. They were founded in 1997, so a relatively new company. When it comes to, you know, in the watch world, companies can have a really big, as the guys say, heritage. Right? And I don't mean that company watches don't have heritage. I just mean, you know, for me, I don't really care about a brand story. I really just care about the product they're producing today, right? I think this is a pretty cool company. And there are companies that I think are unique. Just to name a few, you have brands like Renato, Aragon, of course, INVICTA. What's another one? Renato. Then you have brands like Watchstar, and there's another brand. For the life of me, the name is it's escaping me right now. But they're owned by Renato, and they are called Watchstar. So I think this watch kind of has a Watchstar sort of vibe to it. And those brands, if you know, just some of the brands that I mentioned there, should give you an indication of kind of the type of watches I like. I like affordable watches. I like watches that give you a lot of bang for your buck, and watches that are kind of statement pieces. Watches that get noticed, and watches that kind of spark a conversation. You know, there's lots of watches out there that you can get that are, I mean, fantastic, nice watches, but I tend to gravitate ones that are a little bit, I don't know, a little bit flashy, a little bit more unique. That's why I really like Technomarine. Now, this watch I had seen over the years, and let me just show you what it looks like. It's called the Technocell. So, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about this watch. I'll tell you a little bit about the specifics, and most importantly, I'll show you what it looks like on the wrist. Obviously, you can see it has a baby pink face. Rocking the baby pink today for you know, for this particular video. And the reason I chose the baby pink face was just because in men's watches, it's very difficult to find watches that have any kind of pink on them. You know, and a lot of times when you find watches that are pink, they're kind of feminine. You know, they're ladies' watches. So I was pretty excited that they had this particular color, and it's very subtle. You know, it's not over the top pink. It's very clean, and I think it's a pretty classy looking watch. So again, called the Technocell, as you can probably guess why. It's kind of carved out, almost like, I believe this is a case and cradle design, which basically you have a case which sits inside of a cradle, so to speak. The watch is usually sandwiched inside the cradle. In this case, it looks like the watch is actually just kind of dropped in. I'm not really sure how it's held in there, but it's I don't see any kind of screws or anything holding it in. It might be that the watch back holds the case in. A lot of watches that I've reviewed that are case and cradle generally have the case sandwiching the watch case inside that cradle. So this is a little bit different. Again, I'm never really too concerned with, you know, how they're put together. I just really, you know, I really like to share with you guys what you get for your money. So I think it's a really unique watch. Let me put it down here and now and just tell you a little bit more about the specifics. Now, Technomarine is a company owned by INVICTA. INVICTA owns several different companies. They have Glycine, Technomarine, S. Kaufman, and of course INVICTA. They may even own other companies. I'm not sure. I know those are the four or the three big ones that they own. I've looked at other watches by INVICTA over the years, but my whole thought process when it comes to that was, you know, if you're technically buying in, you know, a different brand name under INVICTA, it's almost like just buying INVICTA. And what I found with some of these other brands like especially like Glycine, you pay a little more for the Glycine name. Now, I've read also that Technomarine is a Swiss company. I don't know if maybe at one point they were a Swiss company and then INVICTA acquired them. I can tell you, again, remember when it comes to that Swiss-made insignia or that Swiss-made designation, it does not mean the watch is made in Switzerland. There's very minimal stipulations for a watch to use that name Swiss-made. Now, I can assure you this watch does not say Swiss-made, so it's not a Swiss-made watch. It's not made in Switzerland. It's not even designated as being Swiss-made. So then that shouldn't affect your decision-making when buying a watch. Swiss-made did mean mean something at one point in history, in my opinion, it doesn't anymore. So I could really care less. Swiss made always kind of, to me, kind of was like a standard of, ooh, it was expensive. Kind of like why guys buy a Rolex. Ooh, it's expensive. Kind of that same mentality. Again, nothing wrong with that. Not you know, trying to insult anybody. It's just is meaningless to me, okay? So this watch I have seen for many years, but I didn't really want to spend a lot for it. And the thing is that when you're looking at watches, if you have the INVICTA bug, the problem is with INVICTA is that there are so many unique and cool models we want to add to our collection. A lot of times we don't give other brands a chance. Not saying that you're going to get another brand and that you're just going to be like, oh, this is way better INVICTA, because I don't think you're ever going to experience that. If you're a guy who really likes the INVICTA brand, you're probably never going to find another brand that you're going to say, hey, this is better quality. You're just not, because if you like INVICTA, you've made the smart decision to invest your money in other things. And now you can, and when I say invest, I don't mean you know, that you don't have an investment in owning and enjoying watches. You have an emotional investment. But watches should never be a financial investment. And so a lot of guys, when they buy really expensive watches, think that, oh, I can make more money, I'm going to get my money back. There are no guarantees. There are more safer brands, but there are no guarantees. Watches, for me, is just a fun hobby. It's something I collect, something I enjoy to wear, it's something I enjoy to share. So if you do like INVICTA, though, again, the problem is that when you're looking at other brands, say, hey, maybe I want something a little different to add to my collection. A lot of times the price doesn't warrant how much more you're going to spend, because really us INVICTA owners know that if we're going to spend $150 on a watch, you know you could probably find other brands that are $150, but really with INVICTA, you're probably not going to get with other brands a watch as unique as INVICTA. Now, especially when you're looking at watches that are more simple, like the Pro Diver, basic kind of styles. When you go looking at a Pro Diver, yeah, everybody and their brother makes something like that, but are you going to pay $150, $200 for it, $300? When you can buy an INVICTA, still have the INVICTA name, but you're going to be paying like $98, $100 for it, $68. So it's hard to really break away from INVICTA sometimes because they give you so much bang for your buck. Now with this watch, I bought this because I found a great deal. The price is right. I will put the link in description. This watch can be had for about $80 shipped to your door. Incredible deal. Again, depending on where you live, you may pay tax or not, but it is going for 79 bucks, and it is just incredible. So let me just show you guys again, and before I start rambling on too much more here, I always like to show you guys just what we're discussing here. You do get an automatic movement. So this is powered by a TMI, which is a Seiko-owned company. A lot of guys will just say it's a Seiko movement. This particular one, and I'm not sure, there may be Seiko NH35s, which is a pretty common movement found in a lot of INVICTAs, a lot of Aragons, lots of different watches out there. It's known as a workhorse movement, which I hate catchphrases, but it is known as that because it's a very reliable, good quality movement. This watch is a NH70. So basically this watch here, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the specifics, it's a TMI Seiko automatic movement. So a lot of times anytime you see NH35, it might be, you know, the brand might list it as TMI, but it is a Seiko-owned company, so it is a Seiko movement. So you can rest assured that you're getting a brand name movement of decent quality. Now TMI makes a lot of different variations. I have several NH series movements in a lot of my watches, mainly the NH35. This is the NH, again the NH70. So a little bit about the NH70, caliber NH70. I'm not going to get involved in the dimensions and all that stuff, but it is a self-winding and manual winding movement. Automatic winding with a ball bearing, so that ensures long life. It is a 24 jewel movement, so if you're not familiar with jewels, they're basically synthetic rubies. They're in between friction points that make the movement last a lot longer. It has shock absorption. It has an accuracy of -20 to +40 seconds per day. It does have a second hand reset function, and duration on a full wind or full charge is 41 hours. I'm not going to read all the other specifics in there. You guys can check that out on the TMI website. But again, TMI is a Seiko-owned company, so it is a Seiko NH70 movement. And I tell you, I've never had an issue with any movement, but I always like to see that in a watch. Anytime I see an NH series movement, I'm happy. Now the difference, really obvious difference, again, there are probably a few differences with the NH35 between the NH70, but the main difference you're going to see with NH70 is you don't have a date function, which I prefer, because I prefer a cleaner, simpler face. Date, nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I don't like it. I'm not dissuaded from buying a watch with a date function, but I always prefer just a clean, basic face. And this is basically a skeletonized movement. As you can see, the face of the watch is done in this kind of cool skeletonized look. Now you get some depth. You can see the movement behind the face, but not enough where it really shows it off, which is fine by me because I think they've done a great job with how they've designed this watch. The theme it's interesting. I think the name Technocell is very fitting. I don't know, where their inspiration came from that, but it just kind of has, I know a cell. I'm not a biology major or anything like that, but I know like there's textures with cells and there's textures with everything, but I don't know. I think it's kind of a fitting name, Technocell. And I wish they had a little more information on their website about the story. They just don't. So what this company does, just like INVICTA decorates the rotor on these out-of-house movements. Same thing with Technomarine. They do it in that kind of like royal, maybe not royal, maybe kind of like a, it's not a baby blue, it's like a Casper kind of blue. So pretty cool. I actually like that more than the yellow, but not a big deal. It's on the back, you don't see it anyway. It would have been kind of cool if they matched the rotor to the theme of the watch, which is pink, but they didn't, so blue is fine. You can get this in a black, you can get this in several different variations. They make this watch with a date function as well with the NH35A, I believe, in several variations, but in this one you can get black, baby blue, I think they have a white, or a silver, and then of course the pink. Now I chose the pink because I've been wanting a watch with some pink on it for a long time, and like I said in other videos, it's really difficult to find a men's watch that has either a pink face or like that nice, like this, a clean baby pink. It's very difficult to find that, and when you do find watches that have pink on them, they generally really kind of gravitate. And you guys know I'm a fan of wear what you like. You can pull off anything. I don't believe that a man can't wear whatever color he wants, and vice versa. But I do feel that you want to have a watch that doesn't look like a female's watch. Like generally watches that have flowers on them, hearts and stars. A lot of times those are geared more towards the female clientele, right, or the female consumer. So this is pretty cool that it is very unisex, and I think it's a fantastic watch. Now these watches, again, for 79 bucks. I will put the link in the description if there's any other variations with a black band. These came with a white silicone band, and I want to show you guys that. I'm sorry it's not on a watch, but I changed the band out because you guys know I'm not really a silicone guy. But I will put this back on because there are times where I want to wear just a white, I want to go kind of like white stormtrooper style. When you want to just go, you wear something kind of crisp and white, especially spring and summer, where I may want to rock a white banded watch. And there's only one other watch I have that has a white band. That's my INVICTA Sea Hunter. And I only bought it because it had the white band. And so this is part of the reason, even though I took it off the watch, but you can see what you get for your money here. Nice looking silicone band. I don't know if it's silicone or polyurethane, but it's very soft, it's very comfortable, but I never get too bent out of shape about comfort when it comes to watches. Only downside to silicone or anything white gets dirty, obviously, not a big deal. Wipe it clean. And I don't know about the longevity on silicone or polyurethane or rubber or whatever this is made out of. So just keep that in mind. Nice thing about it, a lot of times when you buy watches on this style of band, they're very proprietary to the watch. So gosh forbid you should have a failure in the band, and some guys do. I've had it happen with a Sterling watch. I didn't even wear it. It literally split itself in my watch case. Sometimes some of these, in that watch, like my Sterling, there is no band for it. You're either gonna get that from Sterling, which on a discontinued watch, good luck, or you're gonna have to try to find something. And some of these watches, you really can't find the band to fit them. In addition, even if you do find a band to fit the watch, a lot of times with some of these watches that have kind of proprietary bands, the lug length is really long. So when you go looking at watches like the Watch Star, like the Watch Star, and I just said it, I forget, I just said it with the gemstones, the not Watch Star watches, but they're a perfect example. Anyway, sorry guys, it's one of those days. I just keep dropping the name of the watch. I keep wanting to say Watch. It's Watch Star. It's a Renato-owned company, Watch Star, and Superlative. So they make the Superlative Star. Anyway, their lugs come really long because a watch band connects down low, but the watch band actually extends way up into the case. So if you want to put on a different band, you're going to have this big giant gap. I was pleasantly surprised and pleased that this watch has just standard lugs on it. So if, like in this case, I went ahead and put a mesh Aragon strap on it, just because I think it fit the watch pretty well. I had it laying around. It's a good quality band, and I think it gives a really cool look to the watch. So I think it looks great. I absolutely love it. Again, I will wear the white band at some point. I'll give you guys an idea of what it did look like, so you guys can kind of have an idea. We'll put it there to kind of block out the rest of the band, get that out of your head. But it does come all the way up to the case like so. So what I think is pretty cool about changing the band on this is because you lose that extra material, you get to see the top of the watch as well and how it's just kind of carved out. You have that cool lattice work sort of pattern on the top and bottom of the watch. So I think it really allows you to see the entire watch a little more when you take it off the white band. Again, standard band, I think this is a 22mm lug-to-lug width. So pretty cool. You can experiment with different bands if you want, change it out. It's nice that it's a watch that you can kind of customize and change up. If you are the type of guy that likes to change up the bands quite often, you know, go different colors, snakeskin, alligator, pink may not be your the color choice. I think black is a little bit safer. It goes with everything. But I did want something in the baby pink. Again, a few companies that I've seen that have made baby pink faces. Aragon does a few every now and then, and they just sell out quick. When you find them on eBay, they want like 2, 3 times as much as they paid for the watch. Renato has done a few you can find, which I've tried to work a deal with them for a couple of years now, being like, hey, you know, I do a couple of reviews, let's throw a watch in there for me. But it hasn't happened. I think it will at some point because Renato watches are pretty cool too, and it's just another company that doesn't really get, I think, the exposure it deserves. This is another one. So great quality, 316 stainless steel. Again, that NH70 movement, basic, clean, simple. You're not gonna, you know, you don't have a lot of bells and whistles, things to fail on it. It is a screw down crown, so you have good water resistance. Let me give you guys a little bit more about the specifics. Again, if you go to the website, there's just not a lot of information. I mean, it's almost like a website that people would use, like wholesalers would use to buy from. It's just very basic, which I think is kind of unfortunate, because these watches, people need to see videos like mine. They need to see advertisements with people wearing them, and I just feel like this isn't a really good representation of how cool the watch is. But let me just go ahead and read a few of the details. There is a distinct model number on these. It's TM-318, and then depending on which one you get, it could be 037, 041. The baby blue model is 047. Or 037. Again, it's part of the Technocell collection. It is considered a unisex watch. NH70 automatic movement. Case size is 44mm. It is stainless steel. They don't specify 316, but I assume it is 316. But it also says stainless steel and aluminum, and I think the aluminum is what they've used on the face of the watch. 200 meters water resistance. And then it says dial material aluminum or metal. So I'm not really sure. Maybe they mean aluminum on the... because I don't really see any aluminum on the watch itself. I see stainless steel, but maybe they've done a combination. Again, aluminum is very durable as well. Not really sure. I wish that information was available. I'm not sure if they maybe on this sort of lattice work pattern you see around the case. I'm not sure. Maybe that's aluminum. Hard to say. Information like that would be really nice if they add it to their site, but they haven't. So band material is listed. It is silicone. Of course, it is white tone, length 210mm, lug width 22mm, and the clasp on this has the Technomarine logo on the back. Basic kind of band, pretty cool. Some of you may not like how they've kind of carved that out. It's very what I'd almost call like veiny. You know what I mean? It's very. It reminds you of something you like. Kind of something you see in a sci-fi movie, you know? So I think that adding this mesh band on it, I think definitely changes the look of the watch, and it's definitely more me. Again, we'll come back to the white silicone, should I want to rock maybe a white shirt, maybe some white jeans, who knows, springtime, you never know. But again, I do gravitate more towards stainless steel on the wrist. So pretty cool watch. I definitely encourage you guys to check it out. I'll put the link in the description where you can see the different colors and the link to the exact watch. Again, this watch will sell out really quickly. These watches on Shop HQ, which is a great deal, were like 150, 160 bucks. This is an unheard of price. They're probably, again, not getting the recognition they deserve. They probably weren't selling, and I encourage you to scoop them up while you can. Again, not a huge watch, 42 millimeter, but it's a really clean, classy, awesome looking watch. I'll also put a link in the description where you can pick up this band through Aragon if they are available. They're a really nice quality mesh band, but really you can put any watch band you want in this watch. It's 22 millimeters. So it's fantastic for being able to customize it up. So let's see what it looks like on the wrist. I am about 5'7". I weigh about 180 pounds, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So this is what this bad boy looks like on a guy my size, my height, and my weight. I think it just, I've been wanting, again, a pink watch, and what I love about it, it's very subtle. From a distance, you wouldn't even really notice that that's pink, but you get up a little closer, and you got that little bit of pink on the face and around the dial. I like that they did in these little kind of like exposed squares around the inside of the bezel. It almost kind of looks like it might be like a gemstone bezel. They've kind of simulated that. Again, you're not going to fool anybody with, you know, once you get close enough and look at it, you can obviously tell it's not gemstone, but I like the way they've kind of put little hash marks in it. Pretty good looking watch, and they do make these with an open art face where the Technomarine symbol is, but I don't know what the price is on those, but this is just a clean, unique looking watch. Definitely a conversation piece, guys. Really nice looking. And you can get an idea, if you did have it on the white strap, get an idea of what it would look like on the white strap. Pretty awesome, guys. And again, ladies, you know, most of my my demographic is males who watch my content, but we do get the occasional ladies checking out the watches. I will go ahead and put a link to this in the INVICTA Addiction Facebook group. Again, links are always in the description of every video. Act fast in this, especially with Christmas coming around. You're going to see these sell out. And you're going to see the price jump up on these. So I think it's just a fantastic watch. Where can you get an automatic Seiko-driven, you know, TMI, Seiko-driven, automatic movement watch of this quality for that price? I mean, and again, these are the kind of deals you find, like when I got my INVICTA Seawolf for $68 through Yellow Tag event. You know, these are the kind of deals that come up, you see them, and then they're gone. Now, the link to this store is called Discount Watch Store. This is a different website of mine that I've been checking out recently. I gotta tell you, if INVICTA Stores was not around, these guys got this #2 best prices. I had a kind of a disagreement today with a guy, very mild, but he's saying Shop HQ's got the best deals. Shop HQ can give you fair deals, but the best place to buy any watches like this are going to be INVICTA stores, even for these normally, but right now they can't touch Discount Watch Store. Fantastic. Just 79 bucks, get this to your door. You'll love it. If you have somebody in your life who loves INVICTA, you're going to get the same quality you're getting out of this that you'll get out of INVICTA. They will absolutely love it. I would recommend, though, if you are going to get this as a gift and there's somebody in your life who does like these kind of watches, INVICTA watches, Aragon, that sort of watch, pick up one of the bands too. Even if you pick up just a basic stainless steel band off eBay, I'll put links to all these in the description. I have a few very inexpensive bands throughout the $10, $13 price range I've got off eBay that I put on some of the watches that didn't come on stainless steel bands. To me, it just kind of dresses up the watch. Whatever band you choose to put on this, it's going to look good. It's a very nice looking watch. And again, I love the fact that adding a band to this, a stainless steel band, allows you to really see the top and bottom of the watch in that cool chiseled out lattice work pattern. So pretty awesome, guys. So let me know what you think. Drop me a comment if you do like the content. As always, subscribe to the channel, but do click the bell. Be notified anytime I upload a new video. Stay tuned on weekends. I'm going to do live chats every weekend for you guys to ask me questions on a live basis. So I'm always here to help you guys make a purchase or find something that you're going to like. As always, guys, email address in the description of every video, and I'm always here to help, guys. So be safe out there. Remember, stay positive, keep smiling, be happy for what you do have, and let me know if I can help.